Now your microclimate forecast presented by Bill Howe.
I know the details are chilly as far as our nights go, so go ahead and give them to us, Brandon.
Yes, they are going to be chilly nights, but it will warm up at least during the day as we start to see temperatures increase as we have a high pressure system starting to move in. So you can leave the windows open, but get ready to, well, it's going to be a mess trying to get yourself ready. It's going to be, expect about 35-degree temperature changes through the day. Yeah, it's going to be one of those kind of days. So we'll take a look outside as this Otay Mountain looking west with temperatures at 57 degrees. Notice some of the low clouds starting to build in. That will continue as we see the night progress. 57 degrees and humidity is relatively high. These temperatures, though, are pretty seasonal at least. So cool temperatures like Barbara Lee mentioned, 62 degrees in Oceanside and San Diego, 57 in El Cajon and Alpine, 58 in Julian, and 65 out in the desert. These temperatures, as far as the highs are concerned, right on par, and the low tonight in San Diego International going to be 4 degrees above what we normally see. No rainfall recorded since the rainy season began on October 1st. Weather headlines: fog is going to start to roll into the coast tonight, so use caution if you're leaving the house early in the morning. The heat will start to peak tomorrow and Saturday, and then we have some seasonal temperatures that will start to get into the mix as we head toward Sunday. This high pressure system sitting over Denver is going to start to make its way further west. It's bringing with it the chance for some Santa Ana conditions, so it increases our fire risk, but we're not seeing any red flag warnings because the winds are not going to be extremely significant, except in the areas that normally see these types of gusts. By Saturday, it will start to make its way off the coast of San Francisco, and that means we switch to a more onshore flow. So by Sunday, that fire risk diminishes, as does the extreme heat. So tomorrow, 77 degrees in Vista, 81 in Escondido and El Cajon. Some communities could get up to into the upper 80s as well. These are the wind gusts that we mentioned. You'll see it spiking into about 20 miles per hour, places like Ramona, Alpine, the typical areas that you'll need to use caution. So of course, be smart if you're doing any outdoor activities. Now your 8-day microclimate forecast, we have temperatures spiking on the coast by Saturday, 81 degrees. Then they get to more seasonal into the mid to upper 70s. Inland communities up to 90 degrees by Saturday, staying warm through Sunday. The mountain and deserts, very similar trend, 78 degrees tomorrow, Saturday up to 80 degrees, desert staying into the 90s at least through Sunday, and then we see more seasonal temperatures on the way. So we have that bit of a speed bump just to get over toward the weekend, Friday, Saturday, feeling a little more like summer before we cool back down again.
All right, the seasons just keep rotating right in the middle of fall.
Right, we get all of it in 1 week.
Thanks, Brandon. Yeah, it could always be worse. Thank you.